Those who have joined earlier, they have already been given the software through which they can do the recorded classes. Those who joined yesterday, maybe they have not been given the software. Don't worry, my team will give you today. That software need to be installed in your one machine from where you will be doing the recording of the classes. What you need to do? You will click on the software. You will open the software. In the software, there will be a folder, say ACCA Taxation for March 2021. Suppose wherever you are already the student, abhi tak folder nahi tha, but the folder will be created today because I am taking the class today only. So in the software, there will be a folder ACCA Tax for March 2021. In that March 2021, this first class will be uploaded. You will download the class. It will take 20-30 minutes depending upon your internet speed. And once downloaded, you will be able to see the recordings anytime whenever you want in your one single laptop. The one single laptop should be window based. If you have MacBook, you need to install in your MacBook dual window processor. Window processor you need to install. There are many who are doing the classes recordings on MacBook. For MacBook, you need to install dual window processor. So you will be able to do the recordings on one single laptop any number of times. We are not controlling you that you can do 2 times, 3 times. Just that, my advice, the students should be doing live class because they are always beyond office hour. If many of you are working, I'm not asking to attend the class at 10, 11 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Always in the morning time. Just that the pressure need to be taken from your side to get up early in the morning. And already it's winter time in India, those who are from India. So you can say that the office timings, I'm not saying that they are delayed, but generally the time when I will finish the class, then you can go to office. Just that you need to be pretty ready. When you are going to office, when you are attending the class, before attending the class, you need to be fully ready. You can have breakfast and everything in during the class. There is no problem. Nobody is looking at you. But just that you need to be fully ready so that the class is over, you can go to office. You can do the class from mobile phone, from whatever system you have, live class. A recorded class you can't do from mobile phone, and I generally advise also, if you do the classes on a bigger screen, understanding will be better. If you do the classes on a small screen, it will create a problem. Live classes you can do on mobile phone, any mobile phone, whether it's iPhone, whether it's Android, whether it's computer, laptop, just internet connection is required, nothing else. The system is same. You will register yourself, you will get a link, and then you will join the class. When you join the class, you should be writing your name so that in the class, if I want to say anybody anything, then I can say Divya, I can say Delawar, I can say Gautam, like that. For that reason, if the name is written better, so that communication in the class will be better. Because many times in the class, I will be asking a specific question to a specific student. Others will not answer, so that I can analyze whether you are studying properly or not. So for that reason, if your name is written in front of me, then I will be able to ask questions to you exactly. Otherwise, I need to say ACCA tax, this and that. Okay. Whenever I will be sending any mail to all of you, please read the mail carefully. The mail is not 20 pages. It's 1 or 2 paragraphs. If you read the mail, then in that case, everything will be very well understood to you. Similarly, when you receive any mail from ACCA Institute, anything, it's a request. Always read the mail which they are giving so that you come to know what they are saying. Do you need to do anything? If you need to do anything, what you can do and all that. For any query, like suppose you are not understanding something, me and my team are always there to help you. I am working, say morning 5, 5:30 till evening 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yesterday, Sujit, you joined. Then I gave you the link of the class at 11:30 because I completed my CPA class at 11 p.m. Then after that, I saw that, then in that case, I have given you the link. I mean to say that I'm not praising myself. I'm just saying that you have to chalk out your routine when you will be studying. And for any queries, you can connect with me anytime. If I'm not picking your call like Sujit, you were calling, I'm not looking at the phone now when I'm teaching in the class. So whether anybody is calling, then later on I thought that Sujit is there. I picked up, but then you already disconnected. So I mean to say that during the class, I never pick up the phone. I'm not seeing at the phone. It is beside me only, but I'm not seeing who is calling. After the class, I will call back. After the class, I will connect with you. You don't have to take tension. Morning, evening, you can't connect with me. After 11 a.m. till 6:37 p.m., you can connect with me. Sometimes in the evening, 1 or 2 days, the classes are not there. You can connect. But morning, 365 days, my classes are there. Every day. So for that reason, you can connect with me for your doubts after 11 a.m. till 6:37 p.m. For doubts, which doubt? The subject related doubt. You are studying something, you are not understanding, you can connect with me, you can send WhatsApp, you can send your query, I will deal. Just that if the query is bigger, it is not understandable in WhatsApp, then I will advise all the students in all the batches, you make a Word file like I have made this file. This I will be regularly sharing with all of you, whatever I will be writing in the class. So you make a Word file, and in that Word file, whatever your queries are there, you put. Then you mail. If you have a specific question like Mohammed, when you send queries, then the questions are not sent properly. If you are sending a questions from a particular study material, take the screenshot, paste it in the Word file, take the screenshot of the answer, paste it in the Word file, write what do you want to say, why you have a confusion. It's not that you just saying question number 1, page number 20. Not required. You send your question, you send the answer, you send your write-up, what you are doing, so that when I will be opening your mail in the class, you don't have to remind me that sir I have sent a mail for the query. मेरे पास phone है. I can see your queries once you send on that moment only. तो आपको टेंशन नहीं लेना है. But you need to send the query properly, so that even though you are not there in the class, maybe because of some issue, I will open your mail, I will discuss your query in the class. So when you will get the recordings, your queries will be resolved. This is the benefit of the live class now. If there is something small query, something, you can call me, you can message me, WhatsApp me, I will help you. But there are some technical queries. Suppose you have not received the notes, or your notes are deleted. Suppose your software is not running. Suppose the classes recordings are not running. Any technical issue. Then even though if you will ask me, I will say to my team, then they will help you. For technical queries, connect with my team. But my team will not work before 10 a.m. They are sleeping now. अगर मैं किसी को कॉल भी करूंगा अभी टीम को कोई नहीं उठाने वाला है. So if you call, how they will pick up? They will not. You understand that if you are working in an organization, and if your boss or anybody is calling you now, whether you will pick up, you are not seeing the phone, you are doing your own work. Similarly, they have their personal life. I don't want to go into their personal life. So before 10 a.m. and after 7 p.m., they will not connect with you. If you are calling, if you are mailing, if you are messaging, they will not connect with you. You have to connect with my team during office hours for your technical queries, and believe me, they are very efficient. Believe me. It's not that they are my staff, for that reason I'm saying they are very efficient. But the student need to communicate with them during office hours for their technical queries. If you are calling, they are not picking, even say 10:30 a.m. also. Maybe they are in the washroom. You need to understand human beings' natural reasons. They are not in front of the phone. Don't panic. Maybe after 5-10 minutes you again call. If you are busy, you are not, you don't have time to call them again. Then in that case, message them, mail them. Best thing is mail. If you mail, then I am also looking at your mail. And if they will not reply you within a reasonable time, I will not let them to leave. You understand? So it is best thing that if you have something which you want to resolve at that moment only, then technical query, you will be connecting with them during office hours 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. You mail them, they will be taking care of your queries, believe me. आपका query, but technical queries के लिए if you are messaging me, sir my video are not running, sir this is happening, sir notes are not there, that tension you don't give me, and don't take tension yourself. Just connect with my team, they will be helping you. I am there for subject related query. So the first thing, all live classes recordings by default. You don't have to write anything. Once the class will be over, I will be giving this file, mailing this file to all of you. You just sit calm, composed, close your room, close your mobile phone, understand the things in a proper way so that it is in your brain, and then whenever you write, whenever you like, you can see the recordings. There is nothing we are controlling that the student can see recording one time, two time like that. Recordings by default in Saraf Academy software. Whether you have attended the live class or not, you will get the recordings in Saraf Academy software. Around 4 to 5 hours from live class ends. When the live class is ends, suppose 10 AM, 4 to 5 hours में आपको मिल जाएगा. But then you don't take tension. Sometimes maybe I have issue. I have not able to convert the class, reduce the size and all that because maybe after the class I have some issues. हो सकता है. So I generally say that by next day you will get recordings 100%. Even I to give the recordings after 3-4 hours only, but I am just taking for myself a precaution, provision for contingency. You will get the recordings by the next day definitely. आपको उसी दिन मिल जाएगा next day. For any technical issue. मैं ये फर्स्ट क्लास में फर्स्ट 10 मिनट में बोल रहा हूं. फिर भी स्टूडेंट का आदत है, सर वीडियो नहीं चल रहा है, सर नोट्स नहीं मिला. प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट है, प्लीज हाथ जोड़कर विनती है कि आपको आपका क्वेरी टेक्निकल इश्यू रिजॉल्व होगा, लेकिन ऑफिस आवर में. आप अगर अभी मेरे को मैसेज भी करेंगे तो मैं देख ही नहीं रहा हूं. सो इट इज अ रिक्वेस्ट दैट यू रेज योर टेक्निकल क्वेरीज, वीडियोज, नोट्स और एनीथिंग in mail, in WhatsApp with my team for technical queries, notes, recordings or any other thing. Suppose institute is asking the annual subscription. Regularly I am receiving query कि annual subscription sir मेरे से क्यों मांग रहे हैं. They are asking annual subscription for 2021. The institute rule is that they will take the annual subscription before the start of the year only. The last date for annual subscription payment I don't remember, around 10th or 20th of January. Those students, those who are already registered in AC, they have the credit balance in ACCA account. They have already deducted the annual subscription. Those who have not credit balance, they have asked, they have demanded the annual subscription. Annual subscription we need to pay every year to ACCA Institute. अब स्टूडेंट बोलता है सर मेरे से क्यों मांग रहे. अगर आपका एनुअल सब्सक्रिप्शन का क्वेरी है, एनीथिंग लाइक दैट, यू कनेक्ट विथ माय टीम, दे विल हेल्प यू. और एनुअल सब्सक्रिप्शन दे विल डिमांड फ्रॉम एवरीबॉडी. आई सेड दैट यू ऑल आर पेइंग एनुअल सब्सक्रिप्शन इन इंडियन करेंसी अराउंड 10,000. वी आर पेइंग एनुअल सब्सक्रिप्शन एज अ लर्निंग पार्टनर फॉर अस 10 times every year. So that's annual subscription the institute will take. You can't go away with that. And at the beginning of the year only, 21-21 beginning, 22-22 beginning, wherever they have not asked from you. Why? Because you have registered in ACCA recently. If the student registered in October, November, December, then to 2020 you have not enjoyed. So 21 they will not ask annual subscription from you. They will ask in 21 and for 22. You will think that ये कहां से आ गया. हर साल का annual subscription लगेगा. For that reason we should complete the course as early as possible, so that annual subscription amount we can reduce. किसी को भी है, सबको देना पड़ेगा. So your query relating to ACCA Institute, annual subscription, anything, and maybe suppose my team is not able to answer, maybe you mail it. We will take care, we will help you. You don't have to take tension. But for those reasons, don't message, don't call Prakash Saraf. Just a request, so that I can deal, because there are so many students giving the exam. After giving exam, they are calling. There are some students who have a query. So I am for a different purpose, for helping you in resolving your queries relating to study purpose, not for any technical issue. You will connect with me. You connect with my team, you mail us, we will help you. You don't have to take tension for recordings, notes, or any other reason. Any other reason. Please connect at 844404040 during office hours. All these are mobile phone. So you can message, you can WhatsApp, there is no problem. During office hours, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Friday. For Saturday up till 4 p.m. Sunday you can't. You can mail at classes at the rate of Saraf Academy or study, I will say, and or study resources at the rate of Saraf Academy. For subject related query, you can connect with me at 9830176993. Mail ID is same. Mail ID is same as ever. For any subject related query, you will be connecting with me anytime. There is no office hours rule. If I am free, I will definitely replying you. If I am not free, I am taking class, doing something, I will reply you later. But reply guarantee. That's guarantee if I am alive. Maybe you will be getting your reply after 3 hours, 4 hours. That's other thing. But you will get the reply. This all need to follow during entire journey of ACCA when you are connected with us. Okay. Any confusion for live class? One more thing. For live class, no software required at student level, because I am using a software, but you don't require any software. Just click the link and join. Just you need to click the link and join. Link will be shared one day before the class. If the class is on Tuesday, I will share the link by Monday night. If the class is on Saturday, I will share the link by Friday evening. We have class Tuesday and Friday morning fixed. Tuesday and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Maybe 5-10 minutes here and there. But generally our class will be set Tuesday and Friday. Now, anybody has any query relating to system, relating to live class, recorded class, anything? Whenever you will ask me later, I will say that do the recordings of the first class. If you ask me what is the mobile number of the team, in the mails, all the mails it is written, but still I have written in the sheet also. And this sheet I will be sharing with all of you once the class will be over. Anybody has any question in this area? So we are proceeding. How to study, from where to study, process to study. That is, I mean to say, the effective process, so that we can score good marks. That is my objective, your objective, ultimate objective of attending the class or maybe doing the recording. That we want to score very high marks. I don't want that my students should be scoring 50 for pass. I want 60, 70, 80, 90. You know that already in the previous batch, a student scored 96, world rank 3 and India rank 2nd. In taxation, 96 out of 100. He could have scored just 1 mark more, he will become world rank first. No, not 98. Because 98 is first rank, 97 was second rank in world, and 96 was third rank in the world. So he got 96, that is third rank. So we want that, we will be going in that category. It is not difficult. It is not difficult. But we need to follow a system. Now, before going into how much time is required for study, this is the previous batch, 1 year back, the taxation class schedule. 1 year back, the taxation class schedule. 1 second. So let me go into. I'm opening 1 second. No, I will not say extraordinary brilliant, but the student study everything in very detail. The student who scored 96, एक ही characteristics है, never he is very hurry in completing anything. Unless and until he don't get the concept, he don't leave that. So conceptually he is perfect. But extraordinary means, according to me, the student is not wasting their time. Like if the exam is there after 3 months, they have to give the exam. They cannot delay the exam. So that way he is not efficient. But in his study, he always focus on understanding the concept. That's his quality. Always he has scored in all the subjects greater than 90. He is studying with us since beginning. F1, F2, F3, all greater than 90. Then in skill level, almost maximum plus 90 plus. लेकिन सब में डिले बहुत है कि suppose exam is after 3 months, he is giving after 6 months, 9 months and all that. He don't take tension कि time waste हो रहा है. That should be improved. और मेरे को लगता है time is money. I think that if something is not completed in time, that means not completed. I always very punctual in everything. Maybe you can say that sir अपना बढ़ाई कर रहे, कहीं पहुंचना है before time, complete करना है before time, always. Because I always think that if something is done in time, then only we can say that it is done. Otherwise not. और ऐसा नहीं है कि we are taking 6 months, 9 months, that means we need to study more. The study could have done in 3 months also, but that was not done. So I am going in taxation. This is the previous batch classes. The previous batch class schedule, wherever you already have. How many classes I took? I started on 13th December 2019. That was the first class. And then I completed when? I completed on 27th February 2020. How many classes I took? 23rd. And you understand that in 22nd class I was already doing mock paper. Mock paper, mock paper. Up till 21st class I taught. So when I took in the last batch around 2021 classes, the same number of classes I will be taking now also to explain you all the concepts. Okay. In the last classes, you can see last 5-10 classes, I taught them group relief, tax administration, corporate taxation, chargeable gain, losses adjustment, VAT, inheritance tax and all that. Now, if you go into VAT, there is no change in the syllabus. VAT will remain VAT only. Rates and all that are same from last year to current year. If you go into this corporate taxation, chargeable gains, some changes may be there. I have not gone through with that. But the VAT, there is no changes. And I can say group relief, tax administration. Tax administration, how the records need to be maintained and all that, it's a theoretical portion. Never going to change. Never going to change. Then if you ask me, one second. I can say pension, national contribution, assessment procedures. There is no change in the syllabus in this area. Even though it's a taxation, last year there was a different year, this is a different year. So when I taught this for March 2020, 1 year back, the student gave exam in September 2020. He scored rank, that's other thing. But why he delayed for 6 months? I didn't like that. Because if he would have given exam in March 2020 only, he would have scored world rank 1. I mean to say that the first thing in life which we need to understand, never waste our time. We have to give the exam. We have to prepare for the exam when it is coming. And 3 months, you can say 23 classes. Per class is approximately 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Say I am taking 3 hours maximum. 23 into 3. It is coming 69 hours, say 70 hours. So I will be teaching you 70, 75 hours. You have to study on your own 70, 75 hours. The total is how much? 150 hours. If you want to score rank, then also. I'm not saying that you want to pass for that reason. 150 hours study is required for taxation subject, not more than that. What is the date today? Today we are 11th December. I don't remember the exam. Suppose we are taking exam on 10th March. Just hypothetically I am taking 11th December, 11th January, 11th February. And then you can say approximately 11th March. Around 90 days. We have 90 days from today. I am asking total study 150 hours to score world rank 1, not only for passing. So how much hours it is coming? 150 by 90. आप बोलेंगे सर ये सही है सर, बिलीव मी मैं कैसे बताऊं, आई एम टीचिंग फॉर मोर देन 8 years ACCA and teaching for more than 30 years. टू स्टडी टू स्कोर रैंक आपको एक सब्जेक्ट के लिए इससे ज्यादा टाइम नहीं चाहिए. 150 by 90. I am taking maximum 2 hours per day. Maximum 2 hours per day. इससे ज्यादा पढ़ना ही नहीं. But when you are studying, your mobile phones would be closed. Switch off. Rooms would be closed. You should be fully calm. If you do job or if there are huge disturbances in your family, many members are there. Study 4 o'clock in the morning. Study 11 p.m. in the evening. Effective study. That nobody is disturbing you at that 2 hours. And then you enjoy your 22 hours, whatever you like. You want to see movie, you want to enjoy with your friends, there is no problem. But every day, regularly, you need to study 2 hours. What you will be studying? I will say live class. Always attend. In the today class, 8-10 students are there. You will find that after 2 classes, 3-4 students will be there. In your batch, how many students are there? Just I am showing you that also. कि आपको फीलिंग आ जाए कितने लोग क्लास में हैं जिनको क्लास अटेंड करना चाहिए. How many students are there who should be attending the class? This is from fourth row, first student. And what is the last row? The last row is 40 and one more. Sujit, you have been added 43. So fourth to 43, 39 students. Generally in every batch, the students are greater than 100. In this batch, it is 40, 45. Why? Taxation is exempt for those students who are CA Inter even given. And in CA Inter, they scored 40, 40 plus in taxation. That subject they don't have to give. If somebody is IPCC qualified, they don't have to give. They have to give only financial reporting, financial management, performance management. Taxation auditing, they don't have to give. So generally in taxation and auditing, the number of students are less. You can say half. In a normal batch, 80, 90, 100 students, here 40. Why the 40 students are not attending the live class? Why? What's the problem? I can say maybe somebody had genuine issue. Maybe. Somebody is busy, maybe their office hours in the morning, they are belonging, because not everybody from India. Around 30% students outside India. Dubai, Middle East, Europe, different country. I can understand the timing difference is there. So if they are from UK, because the students are there from UK also in the batch. We are doing the class at 8 a.m. in India time, 6 hours back. So it is in the night. Maybe that is not possible for them. I can understand. Dubai student, it should not be creating a problem. 1.5 hour, 2 hours back. 6 o'clock to morning में उठ सकते हैं यार. I can just say that if you attend the live classes, the understanding, the feeling will be far better than doing the recordings. Even the recording is this only. There is no difference in the recording. There is no change in the recording, no editing in the recording. But if you attend the live classes, feeling will be prime. Feeling will be like anything. So attend the live classes always for 6 hours. I am taking 3 hours, 2 live classes, 6 hours. So in a week, if 2 into 7, 14 hours is study required, 14 hours, minus 6 hours gone in the live class. So I am asking you how many hours you need to study? 8 hours. यार कुछ बोल थोड़ी ना रहे हैं. मैं फैक्ट बता रहा हूं. आई एम नॉट जोकिंग. दिस इज फैक्ट. तो कोई स्टूडेंट सपोज वैभव यू आर सेइंग दैट सर मार्च में 2 एग्जाम कैसे देंगे? अगर रेगुलर स्टडी करेंगे 2 क्या 4 देंगे. लेकिन क्या है, रेगुलर स्टडी अपने छोड़ देती है. प्रॉब्लम ये 8 आवर्स में आपको क्या करना है? डू रिकॉर्डिंग्स ऑफ लाइव क्लास in fast format way in 1.5 hours. So it is 1.5 into 2. 3 hours gone. If you have not attended the live class, तो पहले live class पूरा का पूरा without any 2x feature, you will be doing for 2.5 or 3 hours, because that 6 hours is not studied. If you are attending live class, then you have studied. If you have not attended, then do the recordings without any fast forward format. Pura recording kari. If you have attended the live class, you would have understand any subject, everything in the class. There will not be any problem. But सबसे पहले वो live class का recording फिर से करें. First study, do the recordings again. In a fast forward way, 2x करके, so that you will be able to cover it faster. So out of 8 hours, 3 hours gone. Study on your own the same questions, same concept after doing the recordings. If I am teaching today, say what is taxation in UK, what is the administration, what are the different types of taxes I will be teaching. You did the recording, you did the live class, double time you have studied. Third time I am asking. Third time study the same thing on your own. Now you have done the recording, you have done the live class. So double time you have already studied. So whatever I have taught in the class, whatever I have discussed, आपसे वो अपने आप हो ही जाना चाहिए. You will be able to do that double time you have done. Live also, recorded also, or maybe double time recording you have done. So you have understood something double, triple time. Why you will not be able to do? But you will find that the same thing you are not able to do many times. Even though you have done it twice, live भी किए, recording भी किए, still you are not able to do it on your own. That means there is some problem in understanding. It's not that you are a bad student. That is not the question, that if you have done twice, because if I will be there in place of you, the same problem I will be facing. Because when I am there in the class, when I am explaining something, my brain is working. You are the receiver end, I am the giver end. And I am giving something after studying 10, 20 times something. In many subjects, accounts, PM, FM, more than 1,000 times. वो experience आप कैसे develop करेंगे? Now I am not asking that you will study 1,000 times. But your understanding and my understanding cannot be same. So even though you have done the live class, even though you have recorded, still you will find that you are not able to do that. And there is no query, because you will realize that this I understood at that time, but I am not able to reproduce that. So for that reason, what you will do? Do study in writing. Do study in writing. Writing on Word file and Excel file. For numericals, you will be using Excel. For theoretical, like I am using Word file, you will be using Word file. Exam is computer based. Whether you are giving exam sitting in home, remote based, computer based, whether you go in the exam center when corona will be over, then also computer based. You need to read the question on screen. You need to answer on screen. So that habit need to develop. Because any exam we have given in the past, those who are going to give for ACCA first exam, because they are graduate exam, then that feeling they have not developed. And that feeling they cannot develop on the day of the exam, that I will be able to type and all that. You need to do everything. For the last 8 to 10 years, I have never purchased a single physical book in my life. I am studying everything on screen only. That same thing I am communicating to all of you. If you accept my thought process, if you follow my instructions, the result will be better. The marks will be better. But if you don't do that, that will be affecting your marks. Don't purchase any physical material. Don't take any printout. Study everything on screen. You will say that I don't like, I don't have it. वही तो habit develop करना है. Your liking need to change. Change is the only thing which is constant in the world. If I am not ready for change, like I am to already doing the classes like this for 7 to 8 years. Others, those who were doing in the classroom, now what they are doing for last 7 to 8 months, 9 months, either finished or they have accepted the change. Those who are not ready for change, they will never develop in life. So for that reason, don't purchase any material. Don't purchase any physical book. Don't take any printout. Study everything on screen. Your habits should be there. I don't have pen, paper, copy and all that. Never. Always study on screen. What you will study? You will make notes on your understanding. For difficult areas. For difficult areas. Now, what is difficult area? I can't say. Something which is difficult for Vaibhav may be easy for Srishti. It's different students, different mind game, different understanding. So I mean to say that for your own understanding, you will be making your notes. Like whatever I am writing, is this essential to write? No. When I am communicating, you are all understanding. Why to write? But after 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 5 days, 7 days, I will not be able to remember. So when something is written, it is now 100% in the brain. When you are writing, when you are making your own notes, don't copy from my notes from my slide. Don't copy from Kaplan. Don't copy from anywhere. That is your notes. You don't have to explain your notes to anybody else. That is for your purpose. In a chapter, whatever you have studied, make your own notes. Not that everything you will copy. If you have studied 10 points, 10 things, what you have studied, which was tricky, copy a tricky question with solution with your notes. When you will study on your own, the same thing. When you will study on your own, the same thing. Writing, you will find that you are on the top of the world. Maybe you were there in the live class, maybe you were there in the recorded class, but when you are studying on your own, the same thing, you will be on top of the world. Believe me. I will say that 3 hours will be going for this. 3 hours for this. How many hours we have studied? 6 hours in the class, 3 hours recording, 9 hours, and 3 hours we have studied on our own, made our notes, the same thing. 2 hours, balance 2 hours. Do the questions which we have not done in the class, because I will not be able to solve everything and not advisable also. If there in a chapter there are 20 problems, I will solve all the problems is not logical. Out of 25, I will solve 7, 8, 10 many times. You will solve balance 10. Student क्या करता है? What the study pattern? Live class done or not? Recording done or not? Straight away doing this thing which is to be done at the end. When you are 100% confirmed with the topic, live, recorded, your own study, the same thing which we have done in the class, then the last thing is coming that you will be doing extra questions. And generally we are doing that is the first. So our concept are not there. We are doing the question, we are mugging up the question, we are mugging up the concept, and at the time of exam, all become hotchpotch. All becomes not that what we should be doing in the exam. At that time, our clarity is not there. And in these 2 hours, start revising the stuff which you studied 10-15 days earlier only from your notes. Only from your notes. Because why you are making the Excel file, why you are making the Word file, after doing the live class, after doing the recording, your own study you have done. Now you will not be going for any recording. Even though I am saying that you can do recording 3 times, 4 times. But आपने तो उसी time पे when I am teaching, at that time only you have covered everything. At that time only you have made your notes. So next time when you revise, you will refer only your Word file. Because whatever the tricky thing you have written, whatever a difficult question you have taken a copy paste, revise that. Don't do any recording, any Kaplan, nothing. Nothing is required. If you follow this, maybe suppose you will say that sir isse hoga. Just in this batch, this is the first class, follow this for 10 days, then you will tell me whether you are not getting the reward or not. You will be on the top of the world. Everybody will be scoring greater than 90 in the class. So kahan difficult? Where it is difficulties there that can I give exam in March and all that. The difficulties there not studying regularly, giving alibi, office hai, ye hai, wo hai. That's the problem. आपके जीवन में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है, maybe you are financially not sound, very sound, going job, staying in home. मैं कहां बोल रहा हूं कि आपको 10 घंटा 12 घंटा पढ़ना है. नहीं भाई, you need to study this much only, and this is my answer to the question how to study. How to study. And this is not the answer only for ACCA. If you are studying anything, ACCA, CFA, CIMA, CPA, Indian courses, Chartered Accountancy, CS, anything, this is the way of study. If anybody will follow this study pattern, they will become champ. Up comes from where to study. From where to study. For study, we generally refer Kaplan material. You can refer BPP, you can refer any other material also. I will say only one. either Kaplan or BPP or something else, 50 बुक खरीद के नहीं करना, no use. And student scored world rank 1 also by studying whatever I teaching and the resources which I am sharing. So for that reason आपको एक ही बुक पढ़ना है. In that, those who have already received the notes, those who have not received, don't take tension. There are two material. One is Kaplan kit, which is question kit, and one is Kaplan study text. These two I have already opened. This is Kaplan text and this is Kaplan kit. In text, in study text, this is for exam what? For June 2020 to March 21. Somebody will say that if I don't give exam in March 21, यार पिछली बैच में कौन सारे लोग एग्जाम दे दिए थे? Those who studied for March 2020. Many have given an exam, and now also on day before yesterday, that is on Tuesday, the taxation exam are there. 3-4 students gave exam still now. There are some who started with recordings. With the recordings they studied. Because in ACCA, all the percentages and all that will be given in the exam. You don't have to remember. अगर कोई percentage tax का change हुआ है, that will be given in the exam. You don't have to mug up. So even though this classes I am teaching for March 21, they will be relevant till next batch when I will start in December 21 for March 2022. There is no problem. Because in ACCA, they are not asking you need to mug up the percentages and all that. In this study text, the entire syllabus is written chapter wise. In total, the study text is 881 pages. The last chapter is VAT, and then there is questions and answers extra on all the chapters. You can say 26 chapters. For all the chapter, the entire provisions in the chapter, the questions, test your understanding. Like suppose this is a chapter. You will find that explanation, you will find that test your understanding, everything written. That means this we will be referring for understanding the taxation in UK, because it is UK taxation. There are many questions in the chapter, but then there is one another which is exam kit. In exam kit, only questions are there, only questions. And the questions are given topic wise also. You will go in this is page number 32 of the question kit. In page number 32, relating to this chapter, what are the questions are there? In which page they are there? That is written. The whole 32, 33, 34, 35, all pages. That means whatever chapter you have studied, for extra questions you can refer this exam kit. Generally in the class, I do less questions from exam kit. We generally do more and more questions from study text. Suppose in a chapter in study text there are 20 questions. So in exam kit you will be getting 10 more. 20 plus 10, 30. Generally in the class, most of the questions from study text I do in the class. And exam kit I ask the student to do. For every question, whether in the study text, whether in the exam kit, the answers are given at the end of the chapter. For every question. But the study pattern is not that you will see the question, you will see the solution. No. Whenever I will be doing in the class, maybe sometime I am wrong, but I will always be solving the question, discussing the question before seeing the solution. Seeing the solution in the sense, showing the solution to you. Generally, the student has the habit reading the question, reading the answer, reading the question, reading the answer, everything read. He don't know anything. So for that reason, I will say that don't see the solution. When you have done the live class, when you have done the recording, when you have studied the same thing again on your own, then you are trying extra question, why you will see the solution? Do it wrong, not a problem. Mistake can arise, the exam is not going on. So when the mistake will arise, that mistake, I can say that when you do on your own wrong, then after looking at the correct solution, the never mistake will arise. Never you will be doing mistake. But सीधा solution देखने से mistake जन्म भर रहे. So when you do extra questions in 2 hours, please request, don't see the solution. Do on your own. If you are doing mistake, then make your notes, what mistake you have done, which you need to remember. So next time when you refer your notes, the understanding will be like this. Other than these two, that is study text and exam kit, on the institute website accaglobal.com. On accaglobal.com, you will go in the right hand side menu. In menu, go under students. Under students, go under sub menu. Under sub menu, study resources. Under study resources, go in ACCA qualification foundation level for F1, F2, F3. DIP IFRS, a different course offered by ACCA Institute. ACCA qualification. Under ACCA qualification, taxation subject. Under taxation subject, what are the things they have given? Introduction, like I am doing introduction in the class. Planning for study, how many hours, how to study. Exam team guidance, that is when the exam will be there, they are guiding something. Syllabus, examinable documents, maths and English language. Somebody always say that sir मेरा English खराब है, sir मेरा English हो सकता है आपसे भी खराब है. क्या problem है यार? Language is not an issue in the world, I will say. Then effective learning and revision, how you will revise. Question practice on ACCA platform. This when you will open, this will be opening through your ID and password of ACCA Institute. Why this is prepared by the ACCA Institute? So that the student can practice the questions just like they will be giving in the exam. But this you cannot do now, because this you can do only when your entire syllabus is finished. Questions practice further. Different variants in the sense, in taxation there is only UK taxation. No, there are many taxations exams they are taking. We will be going into UK taxation only. There is Ireland, there is other taxation rules are there. Indian taxation they are not allowing. But we are doing UK taxation. Technical article, if there is any technical thing came which is not in the study material, specimen exam, that paper, mock paper only, given as a specimen paper, past exam library. In past exam library, you will be getting all the past exam question paper. First of all, I need to select the variant. Select version. Version is UK taxation. These so many variants of taxation they are taking exams. UK. United Kingdom. UK taxation. Under this UK taxation, you are getting the past term papers. March, July 2020, September, December 19 and so on. Now when the exam for March and July is separate, why it is written March, July? There are some papers which are partial, which are not full 100 marks paper. And there are some papers which are full, like September 2016. This is full 100 marks paper. Generally, they mix two terms paper, slightly change that, and that is uploaded on the website. So there are ample of questions for practice on the institute website in past terms, in practice prop form, in CBE. I don't think so, other than the study material, study text, question kit, and on the institute website, the free resources. More than this is required for scoring greater than 100 out of 100. That is more than enough. But the questions on the institute website from the papers, from CBE, from practice manual, you can't do now. Because that question will not be from a particular topic. That question will be there from entire syllabus. For that reason, if you do the questions from the question kit, they are topic wise. And most of the questions which are there on the institute website, they have been segregated topic wise in the exam kit. I can say that this exam kit is 2019-21. So all the questions which came up till March 2020, 80 to 90% questions are already there in the exam kit. So when you are covering topic wise, then refer this exam kit only. You will be doing the institute website questions when your entire syllabus is over. Not that you will be getting so many new things, but as a revision that I have done that already, live, recorded on my own, everything. Then so I should be able to solve the paper very fast. So I say that there is no other material required. Whatever I will be teaching in the class, every concept I will be explaining with very basics. I can say that I'm not praising myself. I can teach taxation in one of the best possible way. Reason is only one. I'm not teaching whatever is written in the book in language. I'm taking examples which are very, very practical. Your example, my example, income tax computation like that. So when you do the live classes, recorded classes, the English language understanding required will be very less. Your understanding will be very good when you attend the class, when you do the recordings. Maybe something which are very confusing language written in the act. But when I will give example, you will find that it's water. It's nothing. So for that reason, I can say that in your 40-42 students, more than 10 to 15 students are black people. Black in the sense South Africa and all that. And those students don't know Hindi. They just know English. And my accent, maybe they are not liking because my accent is Indian type of English. Not the, you can say, convent educated I am. I am from Hindi medium. Still they have taken the classes and they are liking the classes, given the exam, cleared the exam. So that is not a problem. The most important thing is getting into concepts. If your concepts are clear, the language is not an issue. Many times the student raise a question, sir, whether you will teach in English, whether you will say in Hindi, these two language. Some of the students English language is not good like mine. They say that sir aap Hindi mein padhate hain. Some of the students says that sir I don't know Hindi. Like those South African, like those who are from generally in India South, they don't know Hindi. So they say that sir I will take the class only when if you teach in English. Somebody are Bengalis, they will say will you teach in Bengali? I know Bengali, I can teach. Somebody will say that sir I am Gujarati, will you teach in Gujarati? You understand that there is no limit of the language. The exam is in English language. The class will be in English language. My English is very simple Indian bolchal English. I am not very literature type of person. So whether I am saying in any language, it's my guarantee you will understand. You don't have to take tension your English is good or bad. But the communication and everything in the class will be only in English. Unless and until you are saying me, sir, ye Hindi mein bol dijiye, bol dunga. But I will communicate in the class fully in English. And I don't think so language is a problem in the world. Because if you go in some country where nobody knows Hindi, English, anything, then how you will communicate? It's not that the English is the only language in the world. Whatever I think, if I can communicate other person, that's we require. So don't take tension of language. They have said that there is an English and maths course. They are saying you can attend, but I don't advise. I don't think so that by that we can improve our English. Whenever we are studying anything, focus on sentences, focus on grammar, focus on word, then automatically your English will improve. Maybe the communication English requires some courses, but understanding something which is written, writing in the English study is not required in that way. My communication is not very high, but I am not thinking that I am expert in English literature. I am not claiming that. I mean to say that the communication in the class will be English and you will be able to understand everything. There is no problem. So, from where to study, whatever resources I have given and the other resources I can say on the institute website. There is no further resources we require. That is more than enough. So the question was how to study. Question was where to study. Process. Process means what? This is from where to study. Kaplan study text, exam kit, institute website, our live and recorded classes, class slides, which I am writing in the class. Continuously in the class, I will be writing something when I will be teaching. These are the resources we will be using for our study. And study on screen, no physical copy, no pen and paper. From this moment only, you have to take an oath that I will never take any printout, no physical material, no pen and paper. I will study everything on the screen only. You have to develop this. You have to change yourself. Now process. Process means how I'm going to complete the entire syllabus in the class. If I will say 26 chapters, they are divided into 3-4 parts. One is individual taxation, individual taxations. One is corporate taxation, corporate taxations. One is VAT, one is administration. The 26 chapters are divided into these 4 broad categories. The individual taxation, they have given around 10-11 chapters. The corporate taxation, they have given around 4-5 chapters. VAT, they have given 1 or 2 topic. Administration, they have given 1 or 2 topic. And some inheritance tax and also there that I consider as a part of individual or corporate taxation only. As I have shown in the previous batch, how many classes I took to complete the syllabus? 2021. So I will be taking those many classes, only 1 or 2 here and there, it doesn't matter. Now if somebody will say that after 1 month, sir, the course is not completed, many times the students say, 1 महीना में course complete नहीं हो रहा है. और अगर complete कर भी लेंगे, if we complete the course in 1 month, what is the benefit? Why not we do the classes every day for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and in 10-20 days complete everything? Everybody will fail. Everybody will fail. Pass का तो बात, rank का तो दूर का बात. We will study one by one regularly the things. We will revise that on our own. We will do the recordings. We will do the questions. We will make our notes so that our confidence level will be very high. You cannot eat the entire food in the morning, breakfast only. You will not have lunch and dinner. That's not possible. If you do that, it will be stomach ache. You understand? So for that reason, it's not that I want to take 3 months, but that's the best way to complete the exam syllabus and everything. So I can say that suppose I will be taking this as 10 classes, maybe 11. I am taking around one topic, one class. Suppose the corporate taxation, I will be taking 5 classes. And suppose this VAT and administration, I will be taking 5 classes. Some here and there. In 10 classes, taxation individual, some topics are very small, some are very lengthy. So it's not that every topic 1 class. Some topic will take 2 class, some topic will take half a class only. Since I have already taught earlier, for that reason I am saying. Actually, we are saying that approximately 20 classes I will be taking. Now 10 class, suppose individual taxation. We are doing 2 classes in a month, in a week, sorry. So in a month, we are taking around 8 to 9 classes. So by January 15, your individual taxation target to finish. Then you can see that by January end, corporate taxation finish. Then you can see that administration and other things we will finish by around 20th of February. From 20th February till the day of exam, which is 10th of March, we will have around 15-20 days. I generally take that. I say in the first class only, the syllabus will be completing maximum by 25th February. 25th February syllabus complete means what? You are also studying, you are also revising everything. So on 25th February, we all should be ready. That for next 10-15 days, we will be doing mock papers. We will be doing questions from the website. Some you will be doing. I will be taking test in the class. Now I have taken a test for FR. महेंद्र जी, मैंने क्या मेल लिखा था आपको पता है? एक बार मैं उस मेल को खोलना चाह रहा हूं. evaluation. This is test financial reporting I took in the last week. अब देखिए लैंग्वेज मैंने क्या लिखा है. Hello friends, only 2 students in FR and 1 student in Diploma IFRS submitted the answers by 10 a.m. I took the test on Sunday morning, mock test. Sunday morning 7 a.m. was given and 10 a.m. they need to submit the answers. 168 students were doing the class, 168. How many students submitted the answer? 2 in FR, 1 in IFRS, 3. Out of 167, 3. And when the student will join, they will say that, sir, will you take mock test? Arey yaar, kya hoga bol kar? Maybe all of you are very busy even on Sunday morning. This is you can say using a bad language. I am pressurizing them. But kya karu? Man ko acha nahi laga. For that reason I said. For that reason, nobody is writing the answers. The sad part is that when the student joins, they ask whether live classes will be conducted. And we are always live. But not more than 5 to 10% will join live. Today we have 10. You will see after 2-3 classes, 2-3 persons will be doing live. Q, I don't know. I can't say that. Though they are always beyond office hours in morning. There is no office at this time. And when the student joins, they ask whether mock test will be conducted. I have been teaching in the class since last 15 to 20 days, mock only. The presence were very low. Mahendra ji, you know that earlier there were 12-13 students doing the class. But जब मैंने mock करना चालू किया, mock paper 5-6 हो गए. And nobody is having time to submit mock answers also. कि यार अपने आप mock कर लो, वो भी नहीं. No, I am not asking you. क्योंकि मेरे हिसाब से you are very serious student. I am not telling about you because you are always live. You are one of the best student of our entire ACCA batch. You don't take tension. That's other thing. I have written that maybe I am not harsh in my saying just that not feeling good. I am saying my pain to students. Maybe some of you have genuine problems. I said कि हो सकता है किसी का actually genuine problem है. Sorry for quoting strong languages. What I should say. Otherwise somebody will message me. Sir, how can you say like this? अरे यार मन को चोट लग रही है. दिल में चोट लग रही है कि मॉक कराते हैं, मॉक नहीं करना है. क्लास कराते हैं, क्लास नहीं करना है. तो कैसे होगा? Then those who have given the answers, I have given the feedback. And then I said that कि next batch for IFRS will be there on 10th, around 10th for June, around March से चालू करेंगे. फिर मैसेज आया, सर when new batch will start? अरे यार अभी तो खत्म हुआ. Just now I finished the batch. Now again you are starting. If I will go on teaching financial reporting only, how other student will grow? How other student will progress? एक सब्जेक्ट एक साल में एक बार ही होगा लाइव. टैक्सेशन अब एक साल बाद ही होगा लाइव, वापिस नहीं होएगा. I need to teach FM, PM, FR again ना. How can I teach the same subject live? और अगर मैं सेम सब्जेक्ट लाइव दिन से मान लीजिए 20 घंटा पढ़ाने लग जाए, एक स्टूडेंट क्लास में नहीं रहेगा, एक सिंगल, तो किसको लाइव पढ़ाएंगे? To whom I will teach live? The way we have made the system, I am praising myself. It's the best system to complete as fast as possible. Somebody wants to give 2 exams like Vaibhav. One recording, one live. With the live, you are getting always the current feeling. Pressure from my side, you need to study and all that. And one you are doing recording, manageable. Problem nahi hai. Lekin for one subject, 150 hour, another subject, 150 hour. That you need to understand. So in place of regular study 2 hours, it becomes 4 hours. In average 4 to 5 hours, double study. And at the time of exam, not now, you will feel pressure कि ये पढ़े कि ये पढ़े. लेकिन if you regularly study properly, that pressure you will be able to manage. Mahendra, you remember that in the last September you gave 2 exams, FN and PM. Even though you faced with Corona, even though you may have problem, but you have given both the exams. कितने लोग both exam दिए थे FM PM? Mahendra is our student. Already given FM PM 2 exams in September 2020 term. Then in December, he has already given this FR exam. And in March, he is giving what? Taxation exam. और महेंद्र ने ज्वाइन कब किया ACCA? I think Mahendra, you joined ACCA in the month of March only, March 2020. In June, there was no exam. Otherwise, he would have given one exam in June also. This is called time. This is called time management. Every term exam is there. We are come. Otherwise, when we will get the benefit of the course? When? कब मिलेगा? So I should take example of Mahendra, or I should take example of somebody who is not giving exam for last 1 year. We need to take always optimistic thing into mind, not pessimistic. Somebody is bad, not studying, not passing, forget him. He is not giving proper importance. But somebody is good, taking management of time management, doing time management. I should be speaking about them. So I'm not questioning Mahendra ki aapne sab, because you have not submitted the answer. There will be genuine issue for you. But 99% का genuine issue था ही नहीं. Just one issue, Sunday morning 6 to 7 a.m. how I will get up. Just that. This is the only problem. और कोई problem नहीं. तो अगर आप mock paper मेरे साथ नहीं करेंगे, you will not do the mock paper on your own. How you will pass the exam? How? And when you will join, you will say, sir, mock question होता है. अरे यार कैसे बताएं यार? क्या YouTube पे वीडियो नहीं है? हर सब्जेक्ट का मॉक पेपर का क्वेश्चंस मैंने डाल कर रखा है, तो वहां से समझ में नहीं आता है. बट डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. इट इज अगेन आई एम गेटिंग, यू कैन से, पैनिक बिकॉज ऑफ फीलिंग कि व्हेन आई एम टीचिंग लाइव, एक्सप्लेनिंग एवरीथिंग लाइव, recording is there, mock papers I am doing, then why the student is not following the instructions? Why they take printout? Why they study not on screen? Why? When I am saying in the first class कब खत्म होएगा, तो खत्म होने का टाइम मैंने क्या बोला है? 25th February, लास्ट 10 days mocks. Mocks तो we can do only when we will say that entire syllabus is finished. How I will do mock before that? Topic wise questions I will be go on doing. If somebody want to complete February beginning only, do the VAT classes from the old recordings, do the administration part from old recording, then in that case there is no change also. I am doing that between, you can say, February 1st to 15th or 20th February. You are already done with that. अगर आपको चाहिए कि आपका एक महीना दिसंबर में 20 days में खत्म हो जाए, do all the recordings of the previous batch, हो जाएगा. But we will follow a system in the class. I don't want to eat everything in the breakfast only. I want to make my stomach clear. So I will be studying everything in a systematic manner. So you cannot ask after 2 classes, sir, इतना बाकी है यार, first class में तो बोल रहे हैं. Then I get panic कि student एक महीना बाद बोल रहा है, sir syllabus हो जाएगा. अरे यार first class में तो बोला कि syllabus will be completed like this. Now why you are taking tension? You are wasting my time, your time in the class. After 1 month you are saying syllabus, अरे यार this is my responsibility. You don't have to take tension syllabus completion. The way I have said, it will be taking like that only. उससे जल्दी नहीं होएगा ना, मेरे को उससे जल्दी करना है. I am not interested also, because I am interested in a proper way of study, explaining the concepts. Then only we will be able to pass the exam, we will be able to score good marks. So this is the process of study, how we are going to complete, how to study, from where to study, and the process of study. Is there any question anybody has? In later on, if you ask after 15-20 days, I will say do the recordings of the first class again. Even this class recording also everybody should be doing. You make your own notes कि मेरे को ऐसे ऐसे पढ़ना है. Sir has instructed this, I will follow this. Then in that case, we will never ask with me. Otherwise, recording करेंगे फिर गायब, which happens with everybody. Anybody has any question? How to study, from where to study, and all that? Is this difficult to achieve till March, Gautam? Is this difficult to achieve till March to give one exam? Taxation, is this difficult? Anybody? Difficult कब होगा? When we will not regularly study. When you don't follow my instruction, you are taking printout, you are not doing the recordings, you are straight away doing the further questions. Whatever I am saying, you are not following that. Then the problem will arise. If anybody don't want to follow, not a problem. Just 10 days in life, follow my instructions. You will see the change. You will automatically realize that the difference. Maybe suppose Gautam, you are an average student. I am not saying you are average, just for assumption. You will become perfect, fantastic, when you follow my instructions. Believe me, ये 30 years का experience बता रहा हूं. I have also did so many mistakes in life, in study and all that. Those mistakes I don't want to repeat with my students. So इसलिए don't take tension syllabus कब खत्म होगा, वो मेरा है. Even though I have already communicated कब खत्म होगा. You just follow whatever I am saying, you will get the reward. Whatever you are expecting, 10% more than that. Okay. Now we are starting our study. I will just request those who are new students, please go on ACCA website. In ACCA website, go through with entire thing under the taxation, technical article, everything in 2-3 days, syllabus and everything. Go through so that you know that what is there on the website, and you should not be asking later कि यहाँ क्या है क्या नहीं. I saw the website in the first class, what is there or not. Student don't open the website in the entire batch, whereas they should be opening the website just after the class only. See what is there on the website, what are the free resources available. When you check the website, you will find that there is nothing further required to purchase to waste your money. Whatever is there on the website, that is more than enough. Mahinder ji, you are since given 3 exams. What do you think? मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूं कि you praise me. You think logically. What do you think कि student को और क्या पढ़ना चाहिए? What is the other areas the students should study to score more, to get more confidence, since you have already given 3 exams? Don't say because I will like. Say genuine suggestion. What should be done? Mahendra, are you there? Mahendra? I think he is not in front of the screen. Not a problem. When he will come back, I will be asking him that, do any other materials or any other thing we need to study. Let hear from him also. Because we are in the social media. Somebody saying this, that and all that. We are in front of every student. Good student, bad student, every type of a student. We can understand. Acha Srishti, you have given it. Mahendra. Mahendra, now you are there. Mahendra ji, yeah, I am asking that. Ki, voice is interrupted. It is not coming fluently. We can hear, but in between the voice is getting interrupted. Yeah. You're, माने आ रहा है जा रहा है आ रहा है जा रहा है ऐसा हो रहा है. Others are also facing the same problem. Yes. Sorry. No issue, Mahendra. Mahendra, we are not getting anything. We are not getting anything, whatever you are saying. Not a problem. We are proceeding. I know that whatever I am saying is the best way to approach a subject. You will be able to get the confidence when you will study like that in 5-10 days only. Just follow my instruction. If somebody has taken the printout and all that, throw the printout out of your window. That is my advice. Study everything on screen. Don't take any printout. Study everything on screen, whatever you want to study. Then in that case, in 3 months, you will be able to prepare better. आपका हैबिट है फिजिकल बुक से पढ़ना, चेंज करिए. Change your habit. Change is the only thing which we need to follow. Now, starting our study. In this, generally, I will follow as per the chapter wise only. Not that I am skipping the chapter. Not an issue. The UK taxation system. Before going into UK taxation system, since all the students are graduate, in graduation, we have studied taxation. Maybe somebody is not a graduate, completed the first three papers of knowledge level and then giving. In India, we have taxes. In India, we have tax system is what? We have 5 types of income sources. Income from business, income from salary, income from house property, capital gain, other sources. In India, we have 5 types of income even 25 years back and now also. There are 5 heads of income. Business income like Saraf Academy. Salary income, if the staff, those who are working with me, they are getting salary income. Then capital gain, if we are selling assets, gain on assets, selling. Then house property, if I have land property, I have let out to somebody, I am getting rental income. And other sources. Whatever is not covered in these 4 things, other sources. Whether it's an individual, whether it's a corporate, whether it's anybody. These are the 5 sources of income. Just for a corporate, salary income will not be there. For Saraf Academy, salary income will not be there. Other 4 incomes will be there. So in India, we have the tax structure, that 5 categories of income. From these income, we able to claim certain extra deductions as per the provisions. Then the net income. On net income, we need to pay tax to government as per the slab. On different types of income, different slabs are there. From the tax, we get some rebate that the tax liability will reduce. Those rebates are basically for promoting something. This is India tax structure. This is, you can say, direct tax. Direct tax means I am paying tax from my pocket. There is an indirect tax in India, GST. All of you have paid the tuition fees. Suppose, Weber, you paid tuition fees 20 days back, 22,999, 23,000. 23,000 is not going in my pocket. 23,000 includes 18% GST. If 100 is the value, 18 I am adding, and then 118 I am charging from the student. So 23,000 is 118. 23,000 by 118 into 18, which is GST. Hypothetically, I am saying around 23,000 into 20%, 4,600, say 4,500. So out of 23,000, 4,500 going to government as GST. I have written here VAT. In India, we are rolling, we are going with GST. GST. When I paid, you paid fees waiver in the month of November. I am paying GST in the month of December on your fees. Up till now, I have not paid because the payment date is by 20th of December. Whatever I will collect in 1 month, next month within 20 days, I need to pay GST. So you can say that I am enjoying your GST money for the time being, but I need to pay to the government 4,500. When I will pay to government, I am paying. But this is not I am paying from my pocket. No, you are paying. You paid the GST amount to me and then I am paying to government. This is an indirect tax. The person who is making the payment, they are not bearing the burden of tax. The person, those who are actually consuming the goods and services, they are bearing the burden of tax. I am also purchasing so many things regularly, computer, laptop, anything, material, anything. I am paying GST to the person from whom I am purchasing and they are paying the GST to the government. So whatever resources, it's not only Saraf Academy. From wherever, whatever you are purchasing, you are paying taxes in that. That taxes you are paying to the seller and the seller is paying those taxes to government. That is indirect tax. In the entire world, there are 2 types of tax. Direct tax, indirect tax. Direct tax, the person who is paying the tax is bearing the burden of the tax. Indirect tax, the person who is paying the tax he is not bearing the burden. The burden is beared by that person who is ultimately consuming the goods and services. This system is same in whole world, not only India, UK, सारी दुनिया में. Obviously, the objective of Indian government and the objective of UK government or the objective of any country's government are not same. Some objectives are same. Indian government wants that they need to help poor people, those who don't have money for basic things, food, shelter, clothing and all that. Government want to help them. Government want to develop our security system in India, public services, education, health, and I can say protection of environment. Corona has already emphasized the importance of protecting the environment. These are generally the objectives of any government. The country's government, in our country, BJP or any government is there. How they will run the country if they will not have money? So the taxes which we are paying, that is going to government, and the government is using that money for managing the entire country. Every government objectives go on changing every year. I'm not saying that they are not thinking about environment some year, but the prime objective, the secondary objectives go on changing. So maybe in India, last year when the budget was announced in 2020, then the objective of government was something else. Now in 2021, when the budget will be coming, the government objective may change because of Corona, something, anything. And it's logical that it will change. So accordingly, the government will be making the taxation rules. Suppose the government is increasing taxes on vehicles, government is increasing taxes on cigarettes, tobacco, government is increasing taxes on something which is harming our life. That means government want that those things should be consumed less. The government is reducing the taxes on technology, maybe internet or anything, because the government wants that. I'm just saying an example. The taxation rules in a country, direct, indirect tax, depends upon government objectives. Whether in UK, whether in India, 80 to 90% objectives are same in most of the countries. Some objectives may be different because UK is a developed country. India is a developing country. The requirement of a developing country and a developed country are slightly different. UK, US are at a different level, but we are at a different level. But the taxation structure, if you study Indian taxation or UK taxation, you will find 80 to 90% similarities are there. If not there, then I cannot teach the taxation subject. It's impossible for me. So the first topic is saying that direct tax, indirect tax, the objectives of UK government, different types of income, then the tax administration. Like in India, we have income tax department. In Calcutta, in Delhi, in Mumbai, in different cities, different states, those income tax department we can go. But are we going to income tax department? Actually, no. Online, we are filling the income tax return. When the year is over, we are paying tax online. There is no physical connection required with the income tax department. The same is there with the UK. That is more advanced. There is no physical communication required. But you will say that you want to file your return in a printed. Like suppose whoever will say that I will take printout only. Kar bhai. I'm not saying that in India we cannot file return in physical format. Physical printout nikal kar, sign karke we can file the return. But the government is not promoting that. Corona has understood the people that they need to use plastic money online. But when Modi ji introduced demonetization, tab logo ko nahi samajh mein aaya. But now the people understand because of Corona. Ki bhai, we have to take a distance, control ourselves, save ourselves. Ab ye samajh mein aa raha hai. So when something is happening on your life, then we understand we need to change. Otherwise, we will not change. That's the problem of human being. So in entire world, the payment of taxes, the return filing, the prosecutions and all that are online. Virtual case laws are happening in India also. Case ka hearing on virtual basis and all that. You all know that on social media, you must be there. Where it will grow, somebody will say that face to face is better. But everything is not possible face to face. If I'm teaching face to face, I can teach in this room whatever students are there. What will happen to others? I'm not saying that it is income and all that. The income is secondary part. But how we can serve the whole society? Now, if there is a doctor from US or UK, he can give you consultancy even in India online. The online businesses, not only this teaching and all that. Nobody can survive without having online existence. We understand. So I mean to say that all the administration of taxation in the world are online. Payment, return filing, prosecutions, everything. In the income tax department, there is hierarchy. There are commissioner of tax, there are staff, then there are operational staff. That is there in India also, that is there in UK also. Everywhere those system will be there. That is there in UK also. Suppose I am helping, because we understand that for a normal layman, even though the taxation rules are open-ended, they are available for Indian taxation. Everything is available freely on income tax website. But can everybody understand the income tax computation, calculation, everything? No. We require help of professionals. In India, we are using chartered accountants. In UK, they are using ACCA. They are using qualified persons for helping in the tax matters. And those companies which are from UK doing business in India, even in India also, they want those who know the ACCA and all that, because they have studied UK taxation. Because the tax rules of UK and India are different. So I mean to say that those UK taxation rules and regulations, if I am doing, say, taxation advice, preparing return for a client, but the client is applying dubious policies, dubious things. He is not showing income properly. He is overestimating the expenses and all that. I know about my client. What should I do? एग्जाम में क्या करना है वही बात कर रहा हूं. आप प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में क्या सोचेंगे वो अलग बात है. If I know about my client that he is doing this, surpassing income, not showing the proper income, overestimating the expenditures, which I know, I will communicate him. I will tell him, don't do this. This is not good. Rectify your return. Then rectify your mistakes. If it is mistake, if it is intentionally, don't do that. You will have prosecution, fines, penalties. I will be telling him. Still, he is not understanding. He is thinking that Prakash is mad. He is doing wrong things. What I should do? I should not fulfill his return. I will not fill up his return. I will not be taking care of his return or anything. I am not concerned with him. I should disassociate myself with him. Now, if the wrong thing which he is doing is very material, important, huge amount, I need to inform to the UK income tax department. Not that saying about the client that the client is doing this thing wrong. Just communicating to the income tax department that I am not doing work of this client. It's indirectly you are saying that, because there is in ethics we say confidentiality. If I am doing a taxation work for a client, the confidential matter he is sharing with me, I should not be communicating those things to any third party. Income tax is a third party. But then when he is doing something wrong and I am supporting him, that means I am also wrong, na? As an Indian taxation chartered accountant, ACCA, ये चीज common है. It is not that it is only for ACCA. It is common. If my client is doing wrong thing, I should disassociate with him. I should not do his work. I should communicate to the income tax department I am not doing the work for this client. Now, whatever action the income tax department will take, that is upon them. Whether the matter is hawala or something, then in that case, in income tax, there are separate regulations, guidelines for hawala cases and all that. Then maybe the income tax department will refer to a bigger authority. That's their lookout. But I will not be involving with the client for any wrong thing. If I'm saying him he is rectifying, very good. If he is not doing the rectification, I should disassociate myself. We say that in India, in UK, there is professional ethics. The ethical standards written by the ACCA Institute, which every student, every member, every faculty, whether I am not a ACCA, but still I need to follow. The ethics are 5 principles. Anybody knows what are the 5 principles of ethics mentioned by ACCA Institute? Mahendra ji? No. Mahendra? Because it was there in accounting also. Divya, you have studied F1, F2, F3. In F1, ethic principles was there. Accounting in business. The new name is BP. Mahendra and Divya, you should be saying, yes, tell me, Divya. What are the 5 ethical principles mentioned by ACCA Institute need to be followed by all members, students, and the training providers? Or anybody who is connected with ACCA, they need to follow those 5 ethical principles. Integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, competency, professional behavior. Integrity, objectivity, professional competence, confidentiality, professional behavior. If you study in any Indian course, these are the 5 ethical principles. Maybe language is something different. Wherever you have studied CFA, same. अरे यार अलग कहां से आएगा यार आप अगर CFA का भी बोलते तो भी यही आता है यार, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है. Ethics, if I am studying in Indian course, in US course, in UK course, in any course, ethics ही रहेगा, वो चेंज नहीं होएगा. Maybe English language sentences are different. Not a problem. I mean to say that what is integrity? Integrity means I should never be saying anything wrong. I should not be saying anything wrong. I should not be taking part in anything which is not correct. So when my client is wrong, when my client is overestimating the expenses, not showing the income, he is wrong. I cannot be a part of that because I need to be integral. Integrity, objectivity. I should never be biased while doing any work, professional work, employment, or anything. I should not support anybody. I should not be biased. I should be saying everything on the basis of proof and facts. So if I am not saying about my client to the income tax department, that means I am biased. I am sacrificing the objectivity. Integrity, objectivity, competence. If I don't know about income tax laws of ACCA UK and I am filing a return for my client, I am doing very bad now. I am not competent. I should be accepting professional assignments, employment, anything when I know that thing. If I don't know, that's not a problem. Cover up my knowledge, then only accept competency. And for that reason, in every course, even though you qualify the course, there is continuous professional education, CPE. In India, CA, CWA, CS, UK, US, everywhere. Even though you are a member, you have passed all the exams, but compulsory professional education you need to regularly do. CPE. Competency. Confidentiality. Whatever knowledge I get about my client, about my boss, about my organization, I should not be saying those information to any third party. I should not be using those information for my personal benefit. Unless and until it is required by law. Unless and until. Confidentiality. Professional behavior. Professional behavior is wherever I am working, whatever I am doing, I need to follow all the laws and regulations of the land. And whatever decisions I am advising, those decisions should not be affecting anybody adversely. I should always take care that with my decision, everybody will be getting the benefit. I need to be very, I mean to say what I should say. My behavior for everybody should be very cordial. किसी के साथ ना इंसाफी नहीं करना है मेरे को. Professional behavior. I don't think so whether we are in India or whether we are in any part of the world, these ethics will change. Now I always say that when we say ethics, suppose I always have the principle, when I get up in the morning, I will fresh myself and then I will do puja. I always do. That doesn't mean that I am a very good person because मुंह में राम बगल में छुरी may be possible. I am doing puja but I am very bad person. But when my son or my family members are saying that कि यार जब से इसको देखते हैं ये ऐसे ही करते हैं, तो my son has also developed this habit कि भाई वो भी मेरे साथ साथ जब उठ जाता है पूजा करने लग जाता है. He is also interested in that. It is not a good thing or bad thing, but it is my ethics. And that my ethics I am inculcating in my son. तो वैसे ही ethics is not a law. कोई नियम कानून नहीं है. It's upon you what is good or bad for you. They are not written everywhere in the books. That you need to decide. For something which is ethical for me may not be ethical for you. Something which is ethical for you may not be ethical for me. So ethics are, when you study anything in life, if somebody is ethical, he is the best person. वो भगवान ही है. If you are ethical, you are the best person. Because आप गलत बातों का साथ देते नहीं हैं. You are not supporting any wrong thing. You are saying everything based on proof. You don't disclose anything of anybody's to any other person. You are thinking about others. तो आपसे बढ़िया कौन हुआ? और क्या? We can say we are God. So institute is asking that you need to be a God. Whenever we do any business dealing with a supplier, with a customer, with anybody, we need to be ethical. So you can see that in income tax matter, when you are helping your clients, you need to be ethical. All these are written in the study material in their own language. But jab tak, till the time I am not getting what is the meaning of UK taxation, reading English karke kya fayda? What is the benefit of reading the English written in the material? So when you study something, when the topic is over, live class is over, recording is over, write something what you have understood. That write something, those areas which you are thinking tricky, those areas from which questions comes, those areas which you find that you may forget in your own language, that you don't have to show anybody. Then only we can say that your topic is complete. So UK tax system is saying that only. Direct tax, indirect tax, ethic of applying taxes, the principles of UK government for imposing taxation, different types of income, administration process, ethical behavior of a ACCA qualified or anybody who is helping the client. We can say that they are the tax agent. The tax agent should need to behave ethically. Purpose. Believe me, Mahendra ji, आपको 3 क्लास बाद में पूछूंगा कि which subject is easy, taxation or PM FMFR. आज नहीं पूछूंगा. You will find that it is very easy as compared to PM FMFR. Very easy, believe me. ना तो पढ़ाने में टाइम लगता है, ना समझने में, ना करने में. Because it's fixed ऐसे ही. And it is very easy to score very good marks in taxation paper. Because सच में simple है. Not that कि आप लोग को मैं motivate कर रहा हूं. It is not a motivation, believe me. I am teaching all the subjects continuously. This is very simple subject. Very simple. अब you will understand English language, रटोगे, मगअप करोगे तो प्रॉब्लम होएगा. करो. वो नहीं करना है. Within the, I am not reading this ki financial accounting mein VAT because many are from exempt, not required. Purpose of taxation, economic. The system of taxation and spending by government impacts on the economy of a country as a whole. If the government will be spending on infrastructure, if the government will be spending on, what I should say, on social security, on helping, that will, government required money, and government is spending improve economy, GDP, NDP will increase, the country will grow. So government को taxes का पैसा को अच्छे से use करना है. Taxation policies are used to influence many economic factors. Inflation, employment, import, export, interest rates, all are interrelated. They are also used to influence the behavior of business and individuals. If suppose government is saying that from January, there will be extra taxes on TV, television, white goods item. Then somebody are saying that that is affecting the business of the white goods. Already because of Corona, they were suffering, now further and all that. Somebody are saying that it is good. The government should be taking money from those areas. So it's different because that will affect the business of white goods in India. The current UK tax system encourages. What is the UK government current objective? Individual saving habits by offering tax incentive or saving accounts such as individual saving accounts. In India, if you invest in government securities, if you invest for retirement benefits, you are getting tax benefits. I'm not doing job anywhere. But if I will invest my money in the government schemes, in the retirement benefits, government will be giving me tax benefit. In UK also, the objective is that people should be thinking about their retirement. Not everybody is like UK Prime Minister, 77 years of age, becoming a Prime Minister. That's other thing. Because 65, 70 में क्या होता है? Finish. So at that time, you will not be able to earn. At that time, you should have money. So promoting the investment scheme, government oriented, non-government oriented, that is the purpose of government in India also. Charitable donations by offering tax relief. If you are giving charity, helping the society in India, so many organizations, Prime Minister, National Relief Fund, Draft Fund, so many things are there. Similarly, in UK also there. Entrepreneurs and investors by offering tax relief for investment in specified schemes. You are doing some businesses which the government want to promote, then you will be getting tax incentive. The current UK tax system discourages monitoring by imposing fuel duties. More and more taxes on vehicle fuel, vehicle sale. Actually, in UK, in developed country, they want that the people should be using public transport. High wealthier person, high net worth individuals. In developed country, they use public transport. In Singapore also, in UK also, US also. मान लीजिए, the value of a car in India is say 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 7 lakh. वही कार का दाम यूके में इंडियन करेंसी में 50 लाख. Why? Why the cost is 10 times? Only one reason. They don't want to pollute the environment. They want that everybody should be using public transport. So whether you are a director, board member, chairman of a company, wealthier, but will be normally up, public transport use karte. That's the normal thing in all developed countries. Monitoring by imposing fuel duties. When we will study further chapters, business income and all that, you will find that if you are having a car, you need to pay more taxes. Smoking and drinking alcohol by imposing significant taxes on cigarettes and alcohol drinks. You must have studied in social media कि government को India में local government, West Bengal and all that, because of alcohol and this, how much taxes they collect. फिर भी लोग मानते नहीं. But taxes, normally uska consumption we need to reduce. That is also in UK. Environmental pollution by imposing a variety of taxes such as landfill, climate change and linking C02, protecting environment. Corona has already give us a lesson. As the government objective changes, the taxation policies changes. अब इसको क्या learn करेंगे? What you will learn in this? One time मैंने पढ़ा, मैंने समझाया. You will read one time. That's all. सभी जगह यार. Because जिसको tobacco use करना है वो मानेगा नहीं ना. If you are having, say, suppose anybody is having 5 cigarettes in a day, he will have. Whether the taxes are triple. Drinking habit cannot be gone. करो, ठीक है. Social justice. The type of taxation structure imposed has a direct impact on the accumulation and distribution of wealth in the country. The main taxation principles are listed below. The arguments for and against each of these are often the matter of significant political debate. Now, in whole world, whether it's an income tax, VAT, anything, there are different types of tax structure. Progressive tax. On higher income, more tax. Progressive tax is generally there on income. An example, the proportion of tax raises also rises. For example, 20% up till 37,500 pound. Beyond 37,500, 40%. Then more. In India also. Up till 5 lakh, there is no tax. From 5 lakh, the tax start 10%. Beyond 10 lakh, it is something. I don't remember the rates of India because I am not a taxation guy. Thus, I can say that those who have studied Indian taxation, India may be progressive taxation. In UK also progressive taxation. In Indian exams, the slab will not be given to you in the exam. But in UK, the slab will be given in the question paper. Why to remember? So maybe the slab was last year different, this year different. याद तो करना ही नहीं है. We don't have to mug up. The slab will be given in the exam hall. This much income, this rate, this much income, this rate. Tension free. Income tax is an example of progressive tax for UK also, for India also, for most of the countries. Regressive taxation. Lower tax on higher income. Should not be. As income rises, the proportion of tax falls. For example, the tax on 1 liter of petrol is the same, regardless of the level of income of the purchaser. If I have a small car, you have a very big car, but petrol ke upar tax, you are paying same, I am paying same in India. The petrol, diesel includes the taxation amount. So it is not based on higher income, higher taxes. No, that is not there in UK, not there in India. This is a regressive tax as it represents a greater proportion of income, lower proportion of tax. अगर आपका income 1 crore है, मेरा income 50 lakh है, then you also paying tax on fuel the same, I am paying same. So your percentage of tax will be lower, mine will be higher, because on 50 lakh, the tax amount will be calculated as a percentage. So that is regressive taxation. They give, not necessarily, they ask questions on progressive, regressive and all that. Proportional taxation. As income rises, the proportion of tax remain constant. Maybe in India, UK, it is not there. Whatever is your income, 10%. Whatever is your income, 20%. 1 lakh, 10%, 20 lakh, 10%. That is called proportional. Regression means if your income is 1 lakh, you are paying a tax 5,000. My income is 50,000. I am paying tax 5,000. Amount wise same. But on 1 crore, 5,000 percentage. On 50 lakh, 5,000 percentage. So my percentage will be higher now. That is regressive taxation. The percentage of tax will be higher for lower income persons. And the percentage of tax will be lower for higher income persons. And the proportional, the percentage is same. I don't know in any country whether there is proportional tax or not, but that's the country can apply. Harshit, getting progression, regression, proportional. Ad valorem, like in India, GST. If you are paying tuition fees 20,000, you pay GST on that. If you are paying tuition fee 30,000, you pay GST on that. If you are purchasing any goods, you are paying 18% of that. That is ad valorem. A tax calculated as a percentage of the value of the goods. In India, 18% GST. In UK, there is 20% VAT. Some other rates are also there. In India, 18, 15, different rates are there. Similarly, in UK also. And those rates are not changing for many years. So in respect of VAT, whatever I taught in the previous batch or this batch, there will not be any difference. So if somebody want to complete earlier, you can do the VAT recordings from the previous batch. पहले ही हो जाएगा. But जरूरत नहीं है, बात ये. Whatever we are studying, study properly. So there are 4 types of taxation: progressive, regressive, proportional, ad valorem. Everywhere in the world, these 4 things are there. Type of tax. You can say type of income. In India, we have salary income, business income, similarly type of taxes. They are saying first of all type of tax, then they will say type of income also. The UK tax system administered by HM Revenue and Customs. After that, they have always used HMRC, Income Tax Department. The Income Tax Department in UK is called HMRC. HM Revenue and Customs comprises a number of different taxes. The taxation by the Income Tax Department in India, Income Tax Act 1961. Similarly, in US, there must be some act. The date is there. On the basis of that, these are the taxes. Income tax. Payable by individuals on their income. Self-employment, I am doing business. Employment, I am doing service. Investment income, dividend interest income. I will pay income tax on my income. National insurance contributions, NIC. Payable by individuals who are either employed or self-employed on their earnings. Also payable by businesses, sole trader company in relation to their employees. In India, those who are working in any organization, Harshit, Mahendra and all that, when you are working, from your salary, employer is deducting the PF amount, provident fund. That is deposited in the PF, and the employer is also depositing PF separately from his account. Suppose in India, I am paying salary to a person 20,000. The 10% each PF, 20,000, 10%, 2,000. So I am giving to employee 18,000 and 2,000 I am paying on his account to PF. But actually I am depositing in PF 4,000, my own contribution and employee's contribution. So your own contribution is a type of tax. National insurance contribution. That we need to think about the retirement. If we are a self-trader, not a company, not a corporate, then we need to pay national insurance contribution. If we are corporate or anybody, we have employed so many persons, for all those persons we need to pay national insurance contribution. Like in India it is PF, they are saying national insurance contribution. How much is the percentage, how much is the amount, there is a totally different topic. Relating to income tax, there is 10 topics. National insurance contribution is a separate topic. But just that, in UK, that is treated as national insurance contribution. Income tax for individuals. Capital gain tax on sale of assets. Payable by individuals on the disposal of assets. In business, land, building, plant, machinery, computer, laptop, anything I am selling. That is capital gain in India. Capital assets include land, building and shares. And also includes antique items. Now again, capital gain is a big chapter. Takes 2 classes. One class I could not finish. So we will be studying capital gain tax. In India also we have capital gain. Inheritance tax. In India gift tax was there, but that is abolished many years ago. But they have inheritance tax still there. Payable by executors on the value of estate of a deceased person. Also payable in respect of certain gifts during an individual's lifetime. I am giving gift to my wife. In India there is no tax. But in UK there are taxes on gift. And suppose anybody in the family dead. Whatever his estate are there, that is going to the successor. The successor need to pay tax. That is called inheritance tax. It is slightly a confusing topic. No change in the inheritance tax from last year to current year. No change. Single sentence. And students have joined my classes because of seeing the inheritance tax video on YouTube. Believe me. What a lovely way I have explained inheritance tax. So difficult topic that you will dance on chair. For that reason, student has joined the inheritance tax. If somebody want to complete earlier, can do the inheritance recording. I will be doing in the way I have said. By 25th February, one by one slowly. One by one we will be eating. But somebody want to complete faster. The old recordings are there. You can complete inheritance tax from the old recordings. And it has been taught fantastically, because when I complete something and I found that the class is very good, I can say on a scale of 1 to 10. It was on a scale of 1 to 10, 20. Inheritance tax stuff was it. For that reason I uploaded. That a student will understand how I am teaching to show the quality. That is inheritance tax. Difficult topic, but very easily explained in the class. I will explain later. For corporate, they are paying corporate tax. Inheritance tax, capital gain tax, income tax are generally for individuals. Corporate will pay corporate tax. For corporate tax, there are 3-4 separate topics. When we complete individual taxation, then the corporate taxation does not take much time. Some changes are there in the corporates, but it is very simple once the individual taxation is complete. And then VAT, value added tax. In India we have GST, they have VAT. So you can see that 5-6 types of taxes: income tax, national insurance contribution tax, capital gain tax, inheritance tax, corporation tax, value added tax, all are explained by HMRC. Then classification of tax: direct, indirect. Direct tax, income tax, capital gain tax, inherit money, all are direct tax. The taxpayer pays direct tax directly to HMRC. I am paying income tax to income tax department on my income. Direct revenue taxes are based on income, profits, and more that is earned and received, the more tax is paid. Examples: income tax. Direct capital tax are based on the value of assets disposed of and all that. Indirect tax, VAT. An indirect tax is collected from the taxpayer via the intermediary. I have collected taxation from you, GST. The intermediary then pays, I am paying to government in the next month. An example of indirect tax: VAT in UK, in India GST. The customer pays VAT, the customer pays GST to the seller, those who are selling the goods and services, and then the seller will pay to the government, to the HMRC. Structure of the UK tax system. HMRC in India, Income Tax Department, is the government governing the controls and administration of tax in UK. The purpose of Income Tax Department, HMRC purpose: make sure that the money is available to fund the UK public services. Whatever the objective of the government, for that purpose the money should be there by the taxation collection. Budget means collection of taxes and how the spending will be done. Help families and individuals with targeted financial support. Heading up HMRC are the commissioners top to implement laws, to oversee the process of taxation. In India also income tax commissioners are there. Staff who work under the commissioners, they are treated as revenue and you can say officers of the commissioners. HMRC have offices located all over UK. We have income tax department all over India, many of which have specialist functions such as dealing with international businesses or large companies. There are some departments where only specific things are dealt. Normal things are not dealt. They have also like that. Most taxpayers will never deal directly with local offices. I have never gone into income tax department since last you can say 20 years. Kabhi nahi gaya. As HMRC encourage taxpayers to file tax return online. Use their website. In India also we have income tax website. To answer queries or telephone or email, a number of specialist helplines are there. The same thing is there in India all over the world. The taxpayers are encouraged to file their return online and pay online by electronic means, NEFT, whatever RTGS. Companies have to file return and pay tax electronically. Individuals, taxpayers can still send their return physically by post in India also, but koi karta nahi aajkal. Under self-assessment, the responsibility for reporting the correct income, paying the taxes is mine. However, the officers of revenue and customs can still be requested to do the calculations exactly on your income. What is the tax? You can request the officers, they will do that. Whatever the laws are there in India, in UK, from where those laws are created. Laws, statute, the case laws, then what do you say, income tax manuals and all that, leaflets. And then you can say that whatever the commissioners are saying. So sources of law, statute, law. Like we have in India, Income Tax Act 1961. That's law. Everybody need to follow. So similarly in UK, there is a law. I don't know the year. Statute law. This is a law and therefore adherence is mandatory. Whenever something is a law, you have to follow. Tax legislation is normally updated each year by one annual finance act that follows from the proposal made by the chancellor. In India also, every year there is a new budget. There also there is a budget. Statutory instruments are issued where detailed notes are required. The finance minister comes in a box in India. Similarly, there in the parliament, the budget is released and all that, because that is also a democratic country. Case law. On the basis of any fight in the income tax department which challenges the old existing law, that changes the law. Case laws. India में हर दिन नया नया case होते रहते हैं, every day, and that becomes law. Similarly, there also the case law is also a source of law. Case law refers to the decisions made in the tax cases brought before the court. Often the case challenges current existing legislation, argues on certain interpretations. These rulings are binding and therefore becomes law. Whenever you fight an actual case, practical case, you need to quote the case law. Then only it is accepted. And if you say that the case law earlier decided was not correct, you can change the case law. You can fight for the change. And then your case becomes the case law for the world. HMRC guidance. As the tax legislation can be complex to understand and open to, because layman cannot understand even though it is in public domain. Further guidance is issued by HMRC. Explain how to implement the law, give the interpretation, the main types of guidance. India may be, which we say income tax manuals. Statement of practices. Provide HMRC interpretation of tax laws and often provides clarification or a detail of how rules should be applied. Because if that is not there, even we as a professional person will not be able to understand many things. Extra statutory concessions. Extra statutory concessions allows the relaxation of strict letter of law in certain circumstances. You connect with the income tax department as an agent, they will tell you that also is there. Internal HMRC manuals. आप देखेंगे income tax slab वगैरह change होता है, तो जब when the government announce, then the new chart is there. You can take a printout, you can buy that chart from the market. Those manuals are there. And website, leaflets, booklets are all there, which will help you to understand the tax matters, help the clients in the taxation. Detailed technical guidelines, HMRC issues, notices, guidance notes aimed at tax agents. The agents means qualified persons. Generally, I consider them. I'm not saying that those who are agents, everybody need to be qualified, but generally, yes. To explain the tax issues in more technical terms, HMRC brief provide detailed technical guidance on specific tax issues. ये सारी चीजें पूरे वर्ल्ड में कॉमन है. These are all common in the whole world. There is no difference. Now, interaction of UK and overseas system. Suppose somebody in the class from Dubai, somebody is in the class from UK. Now he has paid me. On that income, I will pay VAT in India, UK, or I will pay GST in India. The question arises. Question is, there is no GST. If somebody is paying in foreign currency from outside India, then Indian government is saying that usse GST nahi lena hai. So if the student is paying from outside country with an address proof and giving payment in dollar, pound, euro, anything, then there is no GST. He will not pay GST to me. I will not pay to government. He will pay less than GST. Amount by 118 into 100. He will pay that only. But he cannot pay in INR. He have to pay in foreign currency. Regularly in a month, 4 or 5 students from different countries pay in foreign currency. I am getting in INR, but they are paying in foreign currency. That is automatically converted by the intermediary into INR. I am not talking about that. I am saying that if my business is in India, in UK, in Dubai, in many countries where I will pay tax, there will be confusion. There will be fight between India, UK tax is payable in UK, tax is payable in India. But that thing is sure that I should not be paying double taxation on the same income. I will be paying tax on the same income in India also, Dubai also, UK also. Then I will not do business at all. Why I will do? So all the countries have entered into a double taxation treaty agreement. All the countries of the world. That the income will be taxable once. If it is taxed in UK, it will not be taxed in India. If it is taxed in India, it will not be taxed in UK. If it is taxed twice, whatever tax you paid in one country, that you will get back. For that, the laws, rules, regulations are not covered in our syllabus. They have just said what is double taxation. That is there in advanced taxation in professional level. And I am not teaching advanced taxation. I am only teaching in skill level taxation. Advanced taxation we are not providing. So it is just written because I think that I am not an adequate person for teaching that. Even maybe I can manage, but मैं नहीं पढ़ाता हूँ. वो optional में है ना. In optional paper we teach AFM, finance and performance management. We don't teach optional paper auditing and taxation. Because I think that I am not specializing in those two areas. So compulsory paper SBR, SBL and optional paper AFM, APM. 4 subjects. Yes, 2 out of 4. That way. So if somebody want to study advanced taxation or auditing, they need to join classes somewhere else or need to study on their own. Okay, not a problem. That is just I'm saying. Agreement between most countries have been established to decide how a particular individual company should be taxed. Some details of how these operates are given below. These are known as bilateral double taxation treaty agreement. Such treaties take precedence over a domestic UK tax law, exempt certain overseas from UK, provide relief when tax is paid in some other country. Where no such treaty exists, UK system still allow relief. Even though law nahi hai, then also they allow relief. Double taxation for individuals, companies is not examinable. बस यहीं पर ये पैराग्राफ लिखा हुआ है. In the entire material, there is nothing written anywhere for double taxation. Because that is not relevant for exams. Just that what is double taxation, you should be knowing logically. You can see that in Europe, European Union, Germany, UK and all that countries came together. Now to Brexit ho chuka hai, but फिर भी they try to make the rules taxation for the entire Europe same. They have not been able to make that in same rule for all the countries, but the VAT rules are more or less same in the entire Europe. The percentages VAT rate are different, but the rules are same. That is written. Just for understanding, that is not examinable in exam. One of the aims of EU is to remove trade barriers and distortions due to different economic and political policies imposed in different member states. Although European Union members do not have to align the same tax law, members can agree to jointly enact some laws To date, the most important of these has been agreements between VAT. EU members have aligned their VAT policies according to the European legislation, but the VAT rates are different. Many cases have been brought before the European Court of Justice regarding the discrimination of the non-residents by the UK tax system, some of which have resulted in changes in the tax law. Maybe some countries in Europe are doing something, UK is doing something else. Those cases are there, but that is not examinable. This double taxation, European Union laws and all that are there in advanced taxation. The difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion. Tax evasion means illegal things doing. Tax avoidance means legally you are saving tax. Now illegal to we should not be doing. But can we say that legal way we should be saving tax? Because that is called tax avoidance. Whether we should be saving tax by legal way. You can say yes, but generally if government find that the people are saving tax in a legal way, that is there is a loopholes in the taxation, government change the laws. Government get to know that these are the loopholes and then the government change the law so that the loophole will finish in all over the world. You can say that for some time when the loopholes are there, you can do. Yes, cat and mouse chase, you can say. So tax evasion is illegal. Fines, penalties will be there, but tax avoidance means legally you are saving tax. The term tax evasion summarizes any action taken to avoid or reduce tax liability by illegal means. That is tax evasion. This means forms of tax evasion are surpassing information. That means not showing income properly, submitting false information, showing expenditures wrong, more expenditures. The tax evasion is an illegal activity and carries a risk of criminal prosecution, fines and penalties or both. Fines and penalty, fine or penalty, criminal prosecution for tax evasion in India also, everywhere in the world. Tax avoidance. Always, because a knowledgeable person can always do something which a non-knowledgeable person cannot do. That to hardam rahega na. Otherwise, who will pay to the knowledgeable persons more? Tax avoidance. Tax avoidance is using the taxation regime to one's own advantage by arranging your affairs to minimize your tax liability. This can also be referred to as tax planning. In India, we say that tax planning. It is legal and does not entail misleading HMRC. We are not creating anything wrong for HMRC. The term is also used to describe tax schemes that utilizes loopholes in the tax legislation. Now, in our case, in our syllabus taxation, there is no tax planning they have covered, nothing. Some basic tax planning which is normal, but tax planning and all that are there in the advanced taxation. For each of the following, explain whether it is an example of tax evasion or tax avoidance. Selling a capital asset in May 2020 instead of March 2020 to ensure that the gain is taxed in a later tax year. It is tax avoidance or tax evasion. It is purely tax avoidance because we are not surpassing any income. We are just saying that in place of March, if I sell the assets in April and May, I don't have to pay tax in the current year. Next year I will pay. So I will be getting time to pay. Suppose if you all are joining the classes on 1st December, I will be paying GST on 20th January. I will be able to utilize your money for 50 days. That's benefit. So if a student is paying at the end of the month, then in that case I need to pay within next 20 days. That is not any avoidance. That is not evasion. That is tax avoidance. Altering a bill of 700 to 7,000 so that a larger tax deduction is claimed. Tax evasions. Moving funds into ISA account so that interest can be earned. I am investing in government security so that I can get tax benefit. Tax planning. Tax avoidance. कोई wrong कर ही नहीं सकता है. They have given 3 examples wrong. टैक्स सब्जेक्ट में रॉन्ग होने के लिए दम चाहिए. एफएम एफआर पीएम में दम रॉन्ग होगा. बस प्रोविजंस 2-3 बार ध्यान रखना है. दैट्स ऑल. इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज यू डोंट हैव टू मग अप. Specific tax avoidance schemes have been targeted by HMRC with anti-avoidance legislation. Cat and dog race, as you said, cat and rat race. HMRC also have introduced disciplinary disclosures regarding anti-avoidance, tax petty, general anti-abuse. ये सब निकाला है उन्होंने, निकालते रहते हैं जिससे कि अवॉइडेंस कम हो. एथिक्स. The ACCA Professional Code of Ethics has already been covered in your earlier studies. They are saying that if you are getting the exemption, but फिर भी exemption paper में तो था, a reminder of that. The ACCA expects its members to adopt an ethical approach to work, employees, clients, acknowledge their professional duty to society as a whole, maintain an objective outlook, provide a professional high standard of service. To meet these expectations: objectivity, professional behavior, professional competence, integrity, confidentiality. Please remember these 5 words. OPIC, objectivity. Members should not allow bias, conflict of interest, or influence others. Everything you should be saying based on facts, proof. You should not be supporting anybody. You should be unbiased. Maybe somebody is your relative, somebody having blood relationship, somebody is having business relationship. Don't be biased. Professional competence and due care, OPIC, P. O, objectivity, P, professional competence. Whenever you are engaging yourself in something, competent yourself, lack knowledge, then only. Members have an ongoing duty to maintain professional knowledge, skills to ensure that client employer receives competent professional service. Members should be diligent and act in accordance with the applicable technical and professional standards. Professional behavior, think about others, follow the laws of the land. Members should refrain from any conduct that might bring discredit to the profession. Integrity, members should act in the straightforward and honest manner, should not be saying anything wrong. Confidentiality, members should respect the confidentiality of information getting in professional dealings. They have and should not disclose any such information to any third party unless they have the responsibility to disclose, they are legal bound to disclose. Confidential information should not be used for personal benefit. Advice on taxation issues. Ethics, how we will apply in taxation. A person advising either a company or an individual or a taxation issues has duties and responsibility towards both his client and HMRC. I am responsible for betterment of my client and to the government also. A member must never be knowingly involved in tax evasion. अगर client कर रहे, leave the client. The distinction between acceptable tax planning and aggressive tax planning, with both legal, has been the subject of significant public debate. I mean to say that you are advising something tax planning, tax avoidance, because of which your client is able to save huge taxes. Whether you should advise that or not is a question of debate. हम लोग debate class में नहीं कर सकते. Even though it's a tax planning, but whether you should be advising your client, because in that case you are not thinking about HMRC. अब practically तो हम लोग यही करते हैं. As a result, the ACCA ethical guidelines states that members not create, encourage or promote tax planning agreements or structures that set out to achieve results that are contrary to the clear intention of Parliament, are highly artificial or highly contrived and seek to exploit shortcomings. Suppose I can say that many persons in India, they don't have a staff. Suppose they have 10 staff, but they are saying salary of 15 staff. 5 staff है नहीं, फिर भी salary दिखा देते हैं. The payments are there. Normally, the tax agent ACCA qualified should not be advising that to the clients. You can say proof, bank say payment to her and all that, voucher is prepared and all that. You are saying that the person is coming. Actually, they are not coming. They are doing work from home, not doing. वो सब चीज का advice नहीं करना है. Even though it's a tax planning, but you can say that just an example. Dealing with HMRC, ethics part only. It is important to ensure that information provided to HMRC is accurate and complete. A member must not assist the client to plan or commit any offense. If a member becomes aware that the client has committed a tax irregularity, they must discuss it with the client and ensure proper disclosures are made. For example, not declaring income that is taxable, claiming expenses more, not notifying HMRC where they have made a mistake, giving rise to an underpayment of tax. Where a client has made an error, what is your responsibility? It will be necessary to decide whether it is genuine error or a deliberate or fraudulent error. Once an error has been discovered, if it is a genuine error, the members would explain to the client the requirement to notify the HMRC as soon as possible and the implications of their not doing so. Should the client refuse to make a full and prompt disclosure, client बोलता मैं नहीं करूंगा, the member must write and explain the potential consequences कि उससे आपको क्या होगा, fines, penalties, prosecution आएगा, and consider whether the amount is material. If yes, then should continue to act for the client, should not work. And if the client still refuses to make a full disclosure, should cease to act for the client, must then also write to HMRC informing about the client, but without disclosing the reason why. You are just saying to the HMRC, I am not working for the client, but don't say why, because confidentiality. Must then consider their positions under the money laundering regulations. That will be taken decision by HMRC. Money laundering regulations, वो क्या है? Gapla, Hawala, Nirav Modi, so many cases. You must have seen the movies on Netflix and all that. If not seen, see that. You will enjoy. Harshad Mehta. So many persons have seen the Harshad Mehta case. How many of you have seen the Harshad Mehta case? It's not that we want to become Harshad Mehta, but if you see, you will enjoy that. If anybody has not seen, please see that. मजा करिए लाइफ में. Study 2 hours properly. Okay. So money laundering is the term used for offenses including briefing form or concealing the proceeds of a crime. All businesses within regulatory sectors must appoint a money laundering. Regulatory sectors, I don't know what are the regulatory sectors in UK, but all the regulatory sectors in UK should have an officer appointed in the company named as Money Laundering Reporting Officer, MLRO. The MLRO will decide whether a transaction should be reported to National Criminal Agency. Where a report is made, the client should not be informed. When the MLRO is reporting to National Crime Agency, the client should not be informed that ये किया है, as this may amount to tripping off because the information will be surpassed. छुपा देंगे. A report to NCA does not remove the requirement to disclose the information to HMRC. Even though report to HMRC तो करना ही है. If you are the company's consultant, you need to report to HMRC. When you are checking a recent tax computations from HMRC, you notice that they have made an error which has resulted in your client receiving a larger repayment than what it should be getting. Repayment of tax should be 10,000, but your client is getting 1 lakh. What action should you take? You need to type here what action you all will take. If you are in this situation, what will be your conclusion? What action you will take? ऐसे नहीं बोलना होगा. First of all, we will connect with the client. We will be telling him that you should report correctly to the HMRC. If he is not accepting your thought process and it is material, then in that case we should disassociate with the client. We should report to the HMRC that we are not working for the client. That you need to write all. खाली HMRC को बता देंगे ऐसा थोड़ी ना है. Okay? जो हम लोग पढ़े वो सारा चीज. Distinct conduct of tax agent. अगर you are as a tax agent involved in illegal things, tax evasion, there is a civil penalty of 50,000 for dishonest conduct of tax agents. Up to 50,000. This 50,000 will be written in the exam. You don't have to remember. In cases where the penalty exceeds 5,000, HMRC may publish details of those agents. Newspaper ये सब जगह आएगा. These agents are bad. If the penalty is greater than 5,000. With agreement of the tax tribunal, HMRC can assess the working papers of the dishonest agent. HMRC can ask the dishonest agent to submit the working papers also. That is relating to dishonest agent. Some questions relating to the chapter. Which of the following is statutory legislation? Case law, extra statutory concession, HMRC statement of practice, Income Tax Act 2007. Tax tribunal is income tax department only where we fight the cases. There are higher level, lower level and mediocre level cases. तो कहीं ट्रिब्यूनल में होता है, कहीं इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट में होता है, कोर्ट में होता है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड ऑल दैट, like that. Depending upon the case, they will be settled. Not case law. Which of the following is statutory legislation? HMRC statement of practice मेरे को भी लग रहा है. इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 2007 नहीं यार. I will check. According to me, it is C. We will check. Test your understanding for an ACCA member discovers that a client has deliberately not declared a source of income on their income tax return. Which of the following statement is correct? The member should immediately notify HMR revenue. No. The member should notify the client of the error and explain the potential consequences before considering ceasing to act. B. Yes. The member must immediately make a report to the National Crime Act. The member should cease to act for the client. No. B is answer. 100%. Which of the following is an indirect tax? VAT. Value added tax. Which of the following taxes is not paid by a company? Corporation tax, national insurance tax, value added tax they will pay. Income tax, individual. Answer is income tax. Even though income tax is a general language, but for company in UK, we don't say that they pay income tax. They pay corporate tax. Income tax is for individuals. Corporate tax, national insurance on employees, value added tax, VAT, they will pay. But income tax, they will not pay. First, second answers. Third wala ka D answer hai. Who said D? Who said D for third one? Vaibhav, fantastic. मेरे को नहीं मालूम था क्योंकि पहले इन्होंने नहीं लिखा था. मे बी इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 2007 वहां होएगा. But then why these are not statutory legislation? एक बार, 1 second. Statute law. This is law and therefore adherence is mandatory. Tax legislation is normally updated each year by one annual finance act or tax act that follows from the proposal made by the Chancellor of the Exchequer in his annual budget statement. Statutory instruments are issued where detailed notes are required on an area of tax legislation. Okay. These are source of law. The statute law is income tax act. Then case laws and all that are source of law. They are not act. They are source of law, manuals and all that. Which of the following is a source of law? All. But if somebody will say act, act is income tax act only. Yes, yes. Understood, sir. So India में 1961 है because India got independence in 1947. Then they published their income tax act in 1961. 15 साल लग गया. वो लोग तो already independent है. So they have the act published in 2007, new act. India में भी income tax code, new act is getting published. अभी तक आया नहीं, आएगा. But they have the 2007 means just 13 years back. I can see that in this chapter the questions in the exam will be very less. बहुत कम आता है, आता नहीं. Because direct, indirect and all that, what they will ask. But it was essential to understand feeling of tax. Yes, sir. If any doubt, then you say, I will tell you. Chapter 1 questions they don't ask in exam. वो लोग नहीं पूछते हैं कुछ. But क्या है कि if we will not develop the feeling, then other chapters we will not be getting a good feeling. Concept नहीं आएगा. और ये जो फर्स्ट चैप्टर है ये आपने ग्रेजुएशन में सब जगह पढ़ा है. पढ़ने का तरीका हो सकता है मे बी डिफरेंट, बट वी ऑल हैव स्टडीड दिस इन ऑल लाइफ, एनी टाइम इन लाइफ. एवरीबडी हैज स्टडीड. सो डोंट ट्राई टू मग अप द लैंग्वेज. गो थ्रू विद द चैप्टर वंस, रिकॉर्डिंग, मेक अ नोट्स. नोट्स में क्या लिखेंगे? सपोज आई एम सेइंग यूके टैक्सेशन, दैट इज द फर्स्ट टॉपिक. I can say economics, then taxation type, progressive, regressive, then type of income tax, business income, capital gain and all that, inheritance tax, then tax laws, then you can say ethics, Then I can see tax administrations along with what I will say, National Criminal Agency and fines on tax agent. You can also incorporate here double taxation treaty, double taxation treaty. Now in this thing, if suppose economics वगैरह कुछ नहीं लिखना है, maybe in ethics you can write 5 principles. What is the meaning of that? Then in case of administration, if you want to follow ethics, then what is, because that is important in the part in the chapter. Double taxation, type of income taxation नहीं लिखना है, because when you will do topic one by one, trading income, employment income, capital gain, inheritance tax, ऐसे भी separate chapters are there. National contribution, national insurance contribution, all are separate topics. Maybe for the time being they are looking as new words, but those we are going to study one by one in each topic. And maybe after that some questions are there in the exam. Do that. It's a very simple topic, just basic understanding. In exams, the questions are very less from this topic because this is not a topic. This is just, you can say, warming up for taxation. Warming up, net practice karte hain, we have done net practice. This is not a study done. Because I generally not read everything in the chapter in the class. Since this was so theoretical, then I thought that it should be read. But generally I will not be reading every stuff in the class, that you will be reading on your own. I will be explaining in my own language, writing the theory here. Okay, but follow my instructions. You will not find any problem in this subject in giving exam in March. That I can see. Okay, so leaving for today, meeting again on Tuesday. Tuesday, Friday. Okay, thank you to all of you. Take care. Just again a request, please follow my instruction at least for 10 days. You will automatically find the difference. Okay. Thank you. Tada.